Wanna touchdown in your end zone. You got a reputation in the streets, saying so fine but a cold heart. She leave you shaking while you're in the streets, not playing. Heard you're looking for a fella, can keep you activated on your toes.
Welcome to the Slant Podcast for, I believe, episode 4. I'm Matt. This is Sam.
Steve.
And introducing the guy with the voice only a mother could love. Tom, do you want to tell him about it?
G'day, fellas. Privileged to be on New Zealand and probably the world's greatest podcast. I think we give Joe Rogan a run for his money, to be honest.
Eventually we'll get to those subs. Firstly, want to say shout out to Queensland for getting the dub. You know how it is. The Hearty team versus the team of talent. Heart always comes up. So just a low-key review on how we went last week's later episode. Sam, as per, threw up absolute fucking pies, and I was on the fucking money.
No, I beat you.
No, you didn't. Okay, so on our start sits, Sam here went 6 for 15, and I went 12 for 15, including sharp calls like Sterling Shepard over Tyler Boyd, and a few other small ones. So fucking terrible. Don't listen to his ass.
Shut up.
And start of the week, I was pretty bad in start of the week. Went Mikey Williams, who went dust, and Jalen Rager, who got a few points, but he just didn't bang. My sit of the week, nailed it. Devontae Parker, 3.3 points. Tyler Boyd, 4.4. Sit their asses last week. Didn't like them, faded them, and they didn't do anything. It did seem like a week where not a whole lot of people scored any points, to be honest. But, yeah, I don't mind taking on those boys. So without further ado, we go to the man, Tom Day. We're going to go with trust or bust. I'm going to give you some players that might have had a few points last week. Are we trusting them moving forwards or are we sitting them? My favorite, Darius Slayton.
Darius Slayton is an easy trust for me. He did go off last week. He did have a few poor weeks previously, but if you look at all of his matchups, they're against the league's worst defenses. This is an easy trust.
Yep. Sammy, what are you doing, Darius Slayton?
I don't care about the Giants. They're all bust to me.
Fair call. I think Darius Slayton is the perfect flex guy. His ceiling is so high, his floor's a bit air, but I think he's a stud, and I think he can get you 10, 15 points out of nowhere on your flex to get you over the line some weeks. DJ Moore, Sam.
Who's he playing?
Well, it's just moving forwards.
Oh, right. Trust, man. Trust the talent. You know what I mean? Come on. I like him. He's hard.
Tom?
I think it depends on the QB injury. If Philip Walker has to start, then there's no way he's putting up any kind of numbers. So for me, he's still a flex play, but he's becoming a low end flex.
Yeah, agreed. I think it's completely QB dependent there, and I think it's also matchup dependent. So even if Bridgewater is okay, I still only like him in certain matchups. He was a guy that everyone was super high on coming into this year, and I think if you could offload him for something, I'd probably look at something a little bit, maybe with a lower ceiling, but also as a bit of a safer floor, because into these weeks, you're going to need some good flex options. My boy, fucking T. Higgins. Tom, tell them why T. Higgins should be trusted moving forwards.
I I just traded for T. Higgins, and he banged, really. He actually gave me the matchup win on, to be fair, what was a pretty ugly week for me. He continues to trend upwards whilst AJ Green continues to trend into the ground. He's really becoming, he's certainly at least the wide receiver 2 on that team, and I think he's probably going to come for Boyd's job soon. So he could well even be the wide receiver 1 by the time we hit the playoffs. So yeah, he's going for the roof.
Yeah, trust.
Yeah, I've never been a Boyd fan, to be honest. I think that he for me isn't an alpha. He's a genuine 2. So I think T. Higgins looks like a bit of a stud. I think he can be the alpha there. Boyd was so overrated coming to this year, in my opinion, and I just wasn't high on him. I think he's a genuine 2. So as long as someone else takes some of the harder coverage on him, he'll bang. But if you expect him to be the guy, he's just not going to be the wide receiver 1 you want him to be. So, yeah, trust T. Higgins. one we always seem to talk about every single week. Can you boys tell me why Juju is shit moving forwards, please?
I disagree. I don't think Juju's in the bin at all. If you look at his targets throughout, they remain consistent. Even if he's not getting touchdowns, he's getting consistent yardage. But is he the high end wide receiver 2? Draft him as no. That's out the bin because of Claypool and Deontay Johnson. But does he still have flex value? Yeah.
If you had Juju and someone offered you someone like Robbie Woods, what are you saying?
I'm just gonna let me have a look at Woods's upcoming games, and I'll give you an answer.
All right, Sammy.
Because here's the thing. Tip for tat. I don't care. I'll hold Juju.
Fair call. Is that because you're not going to get enough value back for him?
Yep. I don't want Bobby Trees. The Rams like running. They got 3 runners.
None of them are any good. But anyway.
Hey.
Hendo is not as good as you want him to be.
Hendo's great. Akers is probably better long term. But for now, he does the job. And that's what the middle class...
Spoken like a true
Hendo's
Hendo
the middle class
owner.
man.
No, you own Hendo. It's like a fucking terrible Fournette.
What's your record?
We're not talking about it.
Exactly.
Anyway, Tom.
Exactly.
How are you thinking? If you're a Juju and you're getting Robbie Woods, what do you say?
I'm taking that deal all day of the week. Robert Woods in particular he's got Seattle in week 16, which if you're a finalist, you're taking any Rams player against that Seattle defense in week 16.
Agreed. Good call. One of my favorites, and I'll start off here, Rob Gronkowski. I remember one of the guys did Div 3 drafted him in like the 6th round or some shit, think he was going to be some GOAT, and then he got dropped, and then he came to form. Took a little while. For me, Gronk is an absolute start each week at tight end. I think he's now the guy in Tampa in terms of tight end. I think they've got enough points to go around. Sam?
Tight ends, they all suck. I don't like any of them except Trav. So I don't talk about tight ends, but if you have to start Gronk, then start Gronk.
Speaking of tight ends, Tom, you playing Gronk? Are you trusting him or busting him?
Tom has a tight end.
Yeah.
I don't particularly like Gronk. I didn't like him at the start, and to be honest, even despite his good weeks, I still don't like him now. I think that there's too much competition on that Bucks receiving team. I just think that in the critical matchups down the end, he'll be hard to trust. He'll either bang for you or he'll be a complete bust and he'll give you like 1 point. So as far as tight ends go, I think there are more reliable options. That's probably an unpopular opinion.
Now, I think with how sporadic tight ends are, I think he's just one of the ones that have a safer floor than all the other ones. All right, this is the one design segment for Tom. We sent you out to go have a look at some dead or not dead players. These are players that are over the age of 30, I think, or close to it. And we're trying to figure out, are they over the hill or do they still have a bit of fantasy relevance? We'll maybe have a 30-second rundown on each player, and then we'll jump forward. AJ Green.
Dead. No more rest of the 30 seconds required.
Cool. Larry Fitz.
Been dead since the start. So, no.
Good call. He dropped his first catch in I don't know how many years the other day. I was watching it live and I nearly cried. Anyway.
He was at fault for an interception as well. Murray's interception, he was at fault. Yeah.
Oh, Beasley?
I think he's a desperate flex. If you're struggling and he's somehow on your waiver wire, pick him up. But is he a trust? Yeah.
His ceiling isn't there, but his floor, every single week is 8 points, and people are getting 4 points from Jarvis Landry and keeping him. So anyway, Adrian Peterson.
I actually like the value of Peterson. I think at the goal line, he's a great trustable option that you're going to give it to. On if you've got you need that 1 yard. So I think he's got some flex value, but if anything, he's trending backwards as Swift rises. So he's not dead.
Mark Ingram.
Dead.
Dead? Oh wow! Do you think he gets another contract next year?
No, I think that the best running back on that Ravens team is Gus Edwards.
Gus the bus. We're all on that same bus. Hopefully, it's just time that he just needs to get under his feet under him because he looks good.
It's good. It's just because he's not a high draft pick or a reliable veteran. That's why he's
Just so weird that they went and go and spent draft capital on Dobbins. But anyway, A or B. Okay, these are matchups. Who do you like, this or that? Maybe a 10-second rundown, maybe max per person. So Sam, this was the segment last week that you were terrible.
I don't know what you're talking about. What's your record in fantasy again?
It doesn't matter. Anyway, all right, lads. Tom, Joe Burrow versus Washington or Jared Goff versus Tampa Bay?
This one's easy for me. Jared Goff against Tampa, best run D in the league. You got to throw that ball. Easy.
Sam?
Yeah, same.
Yep, I got to roll with there as well. Agreed. Justin Herbert versus the Jets or Russell Wilson versus the Cards, Sam?
I'm gonna go with Russ. Yeah, that's my opinion. That's gonna be a big matchup. Both Russ and Kyle are gonna bang. It's good.
Tom?
I think Herbert has a higher floor, but we're talking about Russell Wilson here. You don't not back him.
Yeah. I go Herbert here. I think this is just one of those ones that, like last week, I just had to go the sharp option. I like Herbert versus the Jets. While I think Russ could bang versus Arizona, I also think that there could be a divisional game where they get ahead and just start running the ball. So Carlos Hyde, there's whispers he's back this week. So, yeah, I might just go dumb sharp and go Herbert there. Big Ben versus Jacksonville or Deshaun Watson versus New England. Tom?
This one's easy. Big Ben against Jacksonville. The Steelers' run game is awful right now. Yeah.
I think Jacksonville's gonna consent to Big Ben running all over them.
I'm going. No, Tom, surely you got the reference there. Anyway, Big Ben against Jacksonville there. I got to roll with that side. Running backs, Tom, Henderson versus Tampa or McKissick versus Cincinnati?
No, that Bengals defense is like a hole, man. Probably Sam's been in that hole many times. No, it's got to be McKissick.
Speaking of holes, did you hear the rumor that that Tom Day actually sneezed 30 seconds before the Christchurch earthquake? Did you hear? Anyway, Hendo versus Tampa or McKissick versus Cincy?
Well, that's a known fact that Cincy's defense is like an open hole. So for this one, I'm going to go with J.D. McKissick.
Why do people keep thinking this guy's good? Like, he can catch the ball and that's it. Like,
he gets like fucking 10 targets a game.
We don't want Washington running back. Give me Hendo versus Tampa. I don't care how good that Tampa run D is. Give me him.
Oh, no. Oh.
No, I know there'd be a controversial one because one of them's a runner and one of them's a pass catcher. And, yeah, I don't know. I just don't watch enough. I don't like Washington enough to actually even back anyone there, apart from Scary Terry. Mark Ingram versus Tennessee or Duke Johnson versus New England, Tom?
I'd hope no one would be in this scenario because they both get 3 yards a carry, but Duke Johnson's going to get more of them, so it's him.
Yeah, that's fair cool.
Yeah, Duke.
Yeah, I think I got to double down on Duke there as well. Naeem Hines versus Green Bay or J.K. Dobbins versus Tennessee, Sam?
Hines, because he played well last week, man. So you're going to get work. And, yeah, that's all I got to say about that. Dobbins still in the back committee. I mean, so is Hines. I'm going Hines.
Tom?
Yeah, I also back Hines. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not an overall Hines fan, and I really wanted to take Dobbins here, but Dobbins got like 1.4 points last week on like 5 carries when Ingram got back, so I'm just not sure I can trust him. Just give him the ball, man. Let him and Gus. Let's fuck Mark Ingram off and just give Dobbins and Gus the whole load, please. Wide receivers, Jamison Crowder versus Chargers, Sam, or Juju versus Jacksonville?
I go Juju on this one. I do Juju because there's Perriman, there's Mims, there's that Perios guy. So,
and they're all huge fantasy relevant, aren't they?
Well, Perriman's been playing all right. Mims been getting targeted deep. So I'm going Juju.
Jesus Christ.
I trust fucking Big Ben, Ben Consentlessberger over Flacco.
Flacco? Ah, yes. Tom Day, I'm just so used to not hearing his name for so long. I was getting confused. Tom?
No, I still back Jamison Crowder. I think when he gets going, he's a target monster. He's only coming back last week. Chargers do have a good secondary, but he's still going to probably get about 10 targets in this game. So back him.
This is hard for me. It's volume versus high value targets. So I think Juju's more likely to get higher value ones, whereas Crowder's more likely. He's kind of the only person in that whole offense. So he's good, but I think he's still got a few more weeks before we can actually start believing in him. So I might go Crowder here. I don't really want to do it, and I can see a route where Crowder gets 3 points and Juju gets 15. But dumb sharp play there again. My man, Mikey Williams versus the Jets or Michael Gallup versus Minnesota. Tom.
This one's easy. It's Mike Williams all days of the week.
Where was it? Mike Williams or Gallup? I don't like Mike. I'm going to go with Gallup. He's going to have a good game.
You know they're both called Mike, right?
Yeah, but Mike Williams is Mike.
Yeah, whatever.
And Mike Gallup is Mikey G.
Whatever.
Shut
no,
up.
Mikey G is Mike Gesicki.
No, he's not.
Yeah,
he
is.
doesn't deserve that name.
Nah, he is.
Mikey G.
I just realized how many MGs there are in the league. Yeah, I got to roll with Mikey Williams here. Jets, fucking disgusting. So, it's that simple. Marquise Brown versus Tennessee or CeeDee Lamb versus Minnesota. Tom.
I hate both options, but CeeDee Lamb's the best of the worst.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I think he's just got the most talent and he could turn a 3-yard slant route into like a 30-yard TD. So got to go CD there as well. Tight end, my favorite, Hayden Hurst versus or Austin Hooper.
Hayden Hurst. Saints run D is really good.
You said that last week and then.
So they're going to throw it.
Tom?
No, I absolutely disagree. OBJ is gone. There's less targets on that Browns. And look at Philly, man. This is Austin Hooper's season, baby. I'm going big. 18 points for the man.
Jesus Christ. Well, I own him, so I will not say no. But I said the exact same thing last week. He got like fucking 1.4 points. So I always say on the podcast, double down. Back it till it hurts, like gambling. Just keep backing it, keep putting the money on till it hurts, and then when it hurts, put a little bit more on. So keep doubling down on Hooper. Eventually, he'll pay you out. He just takes a little bit longer than the TAB to pay out. So back Hooper there against Philly, and just if it doesn't work, back in the next week. Gronk versus the Rams or Hunter Henry versus the Jets. Sam.
Hunter Henry's gonna have a good day.
Yeah. Tom.
Yeah, I'm all about that as well. Hunter Henry, big game. Yeah.
I like both the guys this week. I do particularly like Hunter Henry, which is why I put him in these matchups. I think there could be two good, solid guys this week. So, yeah, back Hunter Henry. My favorite, Mark Andrews versus Tennessee or Jared Cook versus Atlanta, Tom?
Oh, I'm very. I traded for Mark Andrews and got rid of Cook. So my answer's there. The Tennessee secondary is pretty poor. Andrews is in dire need of a good week. He did get his highest yards of the season last week. So big Mark Andrews for the big play.
Yeah, Mark.
Yeah, Mark Andrews is just too TD dependent for me. I think if he gets a TD here, I think he'll score more points than Jared Cook. But they're just not scoring a whole lot anymore. So I might go Cook here just because I think the yards that Atlanta might give up. Yeah, I might go Cook. I think Mark Andrews is benchable now. Like, I really do. So, yeah, I'll take Cook. Flex options that people might be facing. Tom, Tyler Boyd versus Washington or Josh Kelly versus the Jets?
Josh Kelly is the third running back, even in their current system. It's Tyler Boyd all the way.
Yeah, same.
I really want to go dumb sharp here and go Josh Kelly, but I'm not sure I can. So I'll go Washington, but hope that Josh Kelly gets up. Brandon Cooks versus New England or Chase Edmonds versus Seattle? Sam?
For flex play, I'm going to go with Chase Edmund. I know Drake's back, but they both banged last week, and Seattle's run D sucks. Like that chick that was on Shortland Street, Conrad Harrell, back in the day.
Oh, I remember when that video went viral.
Yep.
Yeah, viral in New Zealand anyway. Tom?
Yeah, I back Edmonds. I can't say I've met this Shortland Street chick, but I'll take Sammy's word for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, take our word. The video. I'll send you the link later. T. Higgins versus Washington, or Naheem Hines versus Green Bay. Tom?
Easy. Back the man. Higgins season, baby.
Can you do that again? We'll make that our thumbnail.
Higgins season, baby.
So can we sponsor a child? Can we? Is it like 50 cents a day? We sponsored a child malnutrition.
Man's got some frame on him right now.
He is I thought Sam was malnourished, but Tom Diffs takes the cake. So T. Higgins.
I'm making me look thick these days, baby. Let's go.
T. Higgins or Naheem Hines?
I have to go.
I have to go with. You're gonna go with Naheem Hines, aren't you?
Nah, I'm gonna go.
All right, we're going to sweep here. I fucking hate Naheem Hines, even though you guys talked him up earlier this ep. Give me T. Higgins, baby. All right. This one is for our Div 1 guy, Tom, and you'll figure out why I was coming for Landry this week. Landry versus Philly or Curtis Samuel versus Detroit, Tom?
Easy. Landry. Boom. Done.
Sam?
Cap. Curtis Samuel.
Fuck it. I don't know why people keep hyping that guy. Give me Landry. I think Landry I think he's like the best buy low candidate right now. I'm trying to get him before the guy goes to waivers because owners are just ready to just drop him just straight up or like give him up for 2 fabs. So if I had 2 fab, I would have offered it and probably got him, but have had 0 fab for like 4 weeks now. So if you can buy low on Landry, I think that he's a great stash or flex option moving forward, particularly this week. Start of the week. This is a guy ranked outside the top 24 in their positions that we can fire up this week. This is the one that I absolutely carked it on last week. So we'll see how good we go this week. Tom, who's your start of the week?
My start of the week is Christian Kirk. He's actually sits bang on at number 25. He's up against the Seattle defense. I mean, I don't need any explanations. This is probably going to be one of his massive, 2 touchdown, 90-yard weeks. This is a huge start, and I would consider, even starting him over bigger receiver options. Actually, you know what? I'm going to throw the big call. Christian Kirk is going to outscore Keenan Allen.
Wow. Hot takes. Just be aware. Let's not step on Sam's toes, okay? Sam has the hot take of the week here, so let's just please be respectful in that space. My start of the week is Jacoby Myers. Fire his ass up. I believe he's got Houston this week. We've seen he's like the guy there now. He even threw for a tutty last week. So throw some more tutties per week than Cam Newton pretty much. But yeah, I think he's a meter eater there. I think he's the alpha there. And that Houston defense just take everyone against them. So yeah, fire up Jacoby Myers at least in the flex or maybe even as a wide receiver 2. Or high-end wide receiver 3 for me. Sit of the week. This is a guy ranked kind of highish that you're happy to sit. Tom.
Noah Fant. He's up against Miami. One of the best defenses, I think, in the league right now, and they're also great against tight ends. Noah Fant's been trending backwards. Drew Lock appears to be injured again. Yeah, I mean, this one's pretty clear for me. Sit Noah Fant. Sorry, Ben. Sit Noah Fant.
Yeah, good call. He's so dust. My sit of the week, I didn't really look at the rankings, to be honest, but just looking back literally right now, I think he sits at 25, which is where I thought he would sit. Robert Woods. I think you can kind of sit him. I think he's like slowly on a little bit of a low trajectory this week. Goes up against Tampa, who have a better defense than they used to. So if you want to make a super sharp call and sit Robert Woods, hey, I don't blame you. Be sharp. Speaking of being sharp and making bold calls, we're going to go with Sam's hot take of the week. Last week, if you didn't forget, he called Deontay Johnson to score 0 points. Tom, can you just play back for me how many points or how DJ went?
I'll have to check, but I'm pretty sure it was over 20 points. Let me have a quick whirl. Oh, 20.4. That looks like a stinker in my book, Sam, against the Cincinnati defense. Horrible.
Right, bold calls make champions.
Exactly. That's why I'm top of Div 3.
Yeah, he's top of Div 3, Tom. What are you saying? How can you talk to him like that? He's going to be in Div 1 before you know it. Anyway, Sam's hot take of the week, Sam. What shithouse pick have you got up for us this week?
Okay, look. Shut up. Lose the attitude. Little man, short man, under 5'10". Tom Dave, shut your mouth. Look, here's the thing. I make these calls, right? And for the most part, they're actually not relevant to me because none of these guys are on my team. So actually, I don't give a fuck about how they go because my division is locked up. I've won. It's over.
Let's go.
Hot take of the week. Deontay Johnson is getting 0 points.
Good call. Dumb sharp. I like it. Back it in the true degenerate manner. Back it till it hurts. Eventually, you will be right. And at that point, you are a king.
Exactly.
So we throw a dog a bone. If you've got Deontay Johnson, sit his ass. Tom says, sit him. Okay, he's going to get 0 points. Okay, if we throw you a bone and it doesn't come off, I don't want to know how it tastes. So don't let me know. Don't at me. I don't care. Deontay Johnson for 0 points.
Facts.
That easy. Fantasy orgy of the week. This is where we think people are going to bang and everyone's going to score points. Last week we called Sam called the Bills Cardinals, I think it was. And Hopkins banged. Josh Allen banged. Kyler Murray banged as per. And I think John Brown banged. Stephon Diggs banged. Drake and Edmonds had middling weeks, I think. But a lot of those people in their offense banged. So we'll take that one. What do you got for us this week? Which matchup are you starting everyone in?
Well, Arizona and Seattle have already banged, so we know that already. But Kansas and Las Vegas.
Kansas, Las Vegas, you hear it here. Start all those players.
Mahomes going to bang. Carr's going to get 18 points. Jacobs going to score 2 tutties. The wide receivers are going to do nice things. Henry Ruggs is going to score an 85-yard touchdown on a bomb. Edwards-Helaire is going to get 12 points again. Tyreek Hill will score 2 tutties. Kelsey will score a tutty. Mahomes will rush for 1. So I got to say about that.
You really shouldn't have anyone on that Raiders offense outside Josh Jacobs, but anyway, fire their ass up. 85-yard tutty sounds nice.
Waller's going to get.
Oh, yeah, apart from Waller. Yeah, my bad. Also, on that, the Raiders, half the Raiders defense will probably be all official by now. Half the Raiders defense has all gone to the COVID list. So they should still be eligible by game time come Monday. But, they won't have a normal week of practice and scripting the defense or offense. So, if that's just a bit of extra information, their defense might be a bit weaker than normal. And you know that Kansas City offense don't need any extra help. Around the grounds, this is where I kind of highlight on our shadow coverage that some of the bigger players might have, with someone covering them around the field and focusing solely on them. So thank you again to our Uncle Jordax for writing me an absolute Bible of information here. So I'll just highlight some of the information that we've got is Michael Thomas fires ass up as per. You're not sitting him anyway. Chris Godwin will be potentially shadowed by Troy Hill, while Mike Evans and Antonio Brown are expected to face Jalen Ramsey and Demarius Williams. Not necessarily ones you should fade on because you're probably not sitting Mike Evans, but temper your expectations. What happens to Jalen Ramsey? You guys seen Jalen Ramsey absolutely shut down DK Metcalf the other day and has an absolute history of shaking down other players as well and just completely not letting them score anything. So temper expectations in that sort of space. It might be a low-key Godwin game, even though I think he's a pretty average player. In shadow coverage, DJ Moore will probably go up against Desmond Trufant, who we also highlighted last week, I believe. Trufant shut down Thielen a few weeks ago and did prevent McLaurin from scoring. However, DJ Moore ain't scary Terry, and I think Trufant could really be all right. Jordan reckons to fire up more, even if Teddy B's out. I don't know, Jordax, you bit of sharp there. I think you sit DJ more possibly if Teddy B's not there. DK Metcalf is set to receive shadow coverage from our OG Patrick Peterson. Much like Trufant, Peterson did well to keep Diggs out of the game, so isn't to be feared. However, Metcalf did not do well against Peterson the last 2 times they've met. So yeah, take that with a grain of salt. He reckons Metcalf will be fine, but whispers Lockett is a bit hurt, so might be on some sort of snap count. Robert Woods perfectly aligns with my set of the week. I hadn't read this before my set of the week, but Jordan says he appears to have a rough matchup and could be shadowed by Carlton Davis. Advantage on paper to Davis, so don't be surprised. So I think you can sit Robert Woods along with the stats here that says that you can. And yeah, there's one about Marquise Brown being shadow coverage, but I don't think it matters because he's fucking awful. So yeah. Anything else? Any other hot tips apart from on shadow coverage?
Deontay Johnson's getting 0 points.
Good call. Heard he's going to get shadow coverage by 2 dumb quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And they're going to double team it.
Yeah,
there's whispers. There's whispers. Lock it in.
Bang.
The last part of this segment, this video is the punting segment. My personal favorite. I am as degenerate as they come. We're not going to talk about my modest multi last week, but we will talk about my line bets. Went 2-1 last week, so if you chucked a 10 on those 3 line bets, you probably ended up returning about $38, so up $10. So you take it. If you had a multi that went 1 leg short, don't care. 2-1, great stat. Statistically, you actually only need to hit 58% of line bets, and if your unit size is the same and you bet on singles only, 58% of line bets. If you can hit over that, you will long-term be profitable. So just a bit of dumb information that no one really cares about there. But yeah, so 2-1, we're sitting at 66%, close enough to 69%, which means we're profitable. My picks this week, I have 5 best bets. I haven't really ordered them, so I'll just claim the ones that are right, if there's any, and if the ones are wrong, I'll claim that they're my worst ones. So I'm taking the Packers plus 1.5 against the Colts. I think if there's, I know the Colts D's good, but if the Packers offense is flying, Lazard's probably back, Aaron Jones should be all good to go. I like them, and at a pick 'em price I could have. In my head, I would take Packers -2. I think that's where I would price the market. So getting plus 1.5 and getting the hook, and then also straight up at $2.05, I can fuck with that. The Bucks -4 versus the Rams. I don't like the number here. I would have preferred a flat 3, but I'll take a 4. I think the Rams are due for a down week, and I think the Bucks have a team that could outgrind them and do it. So I think if they make this a points fest, I can see Tampa -4. So not a huge. That's probably my lowest pick, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, I like that Bucks team. My last one here is my third one here is Cowboys under 20.5. Total team points up against the Vikings. I think Dalton's probably back this week. I haven't really looked into it, but the rest of the team sucks, to be honest. And I think this could be a close enough game that Minnesota's end up running the ball down Cowboys' throats. So I'm taking Cowboys under 20.5. You might need to do it mechanically, where you put like 0.25 units on exactly 20, and then someone under 21. I'll get Sam to edit in how you do it. But yeah, Cowboys under 20.5 total points. Fourth one, Browns -3 versus the Eagles. Fucking Eagles stink. The Browns also stink. But I think you're getting a nice enough number here. I don't think this number will be here come game time. I think this -3 will end up being about -4, maybe -4.5 come game time. No one's backing the Eagles. They suck. Everyone's off the wagon. Go the Browns. My last one is Tennessee Titans over 19.5 points team total against the Ravens. Ravens stink. I think Titans run the ball down their throat, and then I think they'll get maybe Mark Andrews gets a tutty, maybe Marquise Brown gets a tutty. I think that over 19.5 points is a nice enough number here that I'm happy to take it. So that's us. Thank you to the man with the big nose and the voice only a mother could love, Tom Day. Thank you to the mug only a mother could love.
That's cap. I like the female views because I just moved forward. They just went up 6,000%. The stats prove it.
Rumor has it,
Best looking man in fantasy football.
Rumor has it, Matt is actually the most attractive person to the female audience according to the Div 1 chat. So,
that's bull crap.
No, hey Thomas, please confirm that you said that your missus said Matt was hotter looking than Sam. Go the Browns, go the Packers, go the Bucks, fuck the Cowboys, and go the Titans. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Sam.
Let's cap.
Get there. Bye.
Yeah.